from why you started your business to why you continue to move in your business to why you created the product you created. Everything is a story. So tell that story. Branding is marketing, and all marketing is storytelling. Every time you went to purchase something, there was a story behind it. Storytelling just simply refers to sharing your company story to connect with your audience. It's the story of how your company or your brand came into being. And let's face it, your company is your brand. You are your brand. This helps you stand out. It helps you stand out because you are telling a story. It helps you be different in the market. If you are, for those of you who missed Saturday's conference, please send either myself or Grace a text message so we can send you the replay for that. Because a part of that, you want to be different. You want to be different in your market. And I discussed there's three major markets, and then you have your sub-market, and then you have your niche. But in order to stand out, in order to be different in your market, your difference is in your story. Your difference is in your why. And then it allows your audience to just simply have the chance to fall in love with you. From your smiles, to your laughs, to your tears, to your joys, to your struggles and your why. And when you tell your story, it taps into your audience's emotions. We buy emotional. We buy out of necessity, but that's when we buy commodities. But when it comes to us buying brands, that's an emotional purchase. The only reason any of you are part of the ATS Business University or anything ATS is for emotional reasons. You had a story and you spoke with someone who told you we can help you tell your story. Your business is your story. You don't have to be a professional speaker to tell your story. All you have to do is just be you. And when you tell your story, it helps your audience weed you out from all the commercial noise that they hear. People today have a 7-second attention span. But now they're at home. So what do you think they're going to be paying attention to? All of the commercials that pop up that are all the same? Or the stories that attract them because it's what they're feeling at that very moment. It's what they see at the very moment. It's at the heart of what they're going through. That's why you tell your story. Your brand is your story. Why did you start it? What got you to that point where you were like, enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. Tell that story. And it shows that you are human. It shows that your brand is not just about numbers. When you tell your story will lead to the numbers in your bank account. But first you got to get the people that's going to give you the money. When you're telling your story for your brand, it's not about inventing a story. I have, and let me know if y'all can see this. This right here is my empire. There are 5 separate companies up here, and there's a story for each and every one of them. There's a reason behind why I started each and every one of these, or why I'm in the process of starting each and every one of these. I don't have to invent a story to tell you on why I am where I am. The very reason why your business exists today, why you have developed products and services, why you do what you do, everything is a story. And it honestly took me a while to understand, because every time I did something, every time I posted something for marketing for Antonio, every time I did a teaching, I taught on marketing, every time I did something, I was like, there's something more to this. There's a reason why. Why do people really buy? And the more studying I did, the more I got closer and closer and closer to the why. Why do people buy stuff? Because once you can figure out why people buy stuff, then you can lock it in. You can ethically switch them around to buy your product, ethically and morally. And it's a reason I keep saying that. Everything you do is a story. From the reason you go to the grocery store, to the reason you bought the car that you have, to the reason you purchased the home that you have. Everything is a story. Use that same drive to sell your brand, that emotion that you felt when you started your business. Keep that drive to sell your business, not your product. Because think about it. If you are a brand, people buy a brand. They don't buy the product, they buy the brand. Now, if you're a commodity, if you're milk in a grocery store, if you are coffee, well, okay, I can't say Ritz crackers because that's a brand and don't nobody eat anything but Ritz crackers. So let me steer clear of that. You don't talk down about Ritz. You just don't do that. The buttery crunchiness, you just don't do that. But anyways, there's a story behind why I purchased Ritz. First off, I love how Ritz crackers taste. When you bite into them, they don't cut up the top of my mouth like other crackers do. They melt perfectly in my mouth. But the biggest reason why is because as a kid, that's what my dad purchased. And my greatest, most favorite snack in the whole wide world is Jif peanut butter on top of a Ritz cracker. Because when I wanted a snack, and I did, and when I wanted a snack, that's what my dad fixed. Now, there's also a story behind saltine crackers. It's not when you get nauseous or when you don't feel good. No. My granny would go into the kitchen, and that was a snack she'd fix herself. But she knew having 6 grandchildren in one house, she couldn't just fix hers. So she would literally spend an hour in the kitchen fixing saltine crackers and peanut butter, because as we're running around the house playing in and out, we go in, grab a cracker and keep running. We go in, grab a cracker and keep running. There's a memory attached to some of the foods that I eat. And I only eat them at certain times when I have a craving for them. But Ritz and peanut butter, that's all day, every day. But saltine crackers and peanut butter, that's a nostalgia. When I eat it, I think of my granny. See, there's a story to everything we do. So when people purchase your brand, they're not purchasing the product that you offer, they're purchasing you. So what story are you telling them? Are you attaching them to your emotions? Are you making them want to purchase your brand? Again, people buy brands, they don't buy products. You don't buy Nike just because it's a tennis shoe. You buy Nike because it's a brand. You buy Jordans because of the brand. You buy K-Swiss because of the brand. Jeans are a commodity to us. Some of us, we can throw on a pair of jeans as long as they fit right and everything is tucked in the right places and they're comfortable. We're going to buy these jeans. But when it comes to your shoes, there's a story attached to them. Your story brings awareness to your brand and it makes people feel they can trust you. If somebody feels that they can trust you, they will buy from you. Excuse me.
Sorry.
When you're telling your story about your brand, why you started it, what it's about, who you are, you have to be authentic and transparent. You can't do the little make-believe stuff that we all do. Antonio used to get on me all the time. He used to tell me, just be yourself. Just be yourself. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, what are you talking about? I am being myself. He's like, just be you. Just be you. So when you're telling the story about your brand, it's okay to be you. If you're bubbly, be bubbly. If you're monotone, work it out. But still tell your story. Hey, my name is Deanna Mitchell. I started the Deanery Group because I got tired. I got tired of putting forth so much energy to somebody else's company. I figured, well, if I'm going to put that much energy, I can put it into my own. So I started my company. See? Monotone. But there's my story. How many people can relate with the fact of, if I'm going to put forth this much energy to a job, I can put forth this much energy to my own stuff, to my dreams, to my goals. Be authentic and be transparent. And this will help you build your story for everything that you do, from every product you start, from every product to why you even started your business, to why you want to be a speaker. Why do you want to save the world? Why do you want to do marketing? Why do you want, and I'll tell y'all that story. Why do you want to do this? Why? What is your why? Maybe you'll tap into somebody else's why emotionally. When was the last time you purchased something without having a reason to purchase it? Why did you do what you did? Why did you purchase that particular product? What is your why? That's where you start with your story. What is your why? So remember when I told you right here, homie, tilt that back up right there. Okay. Right here. This is my empire so far. And you see you can't see them closely, but there we go. You see there's 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first one is Deanery Group. Deanery Group isn't what you guys know it as today. Deanery Group started off as a music artist management firm, and my focus, my niche, was artist development, because I loved watching the music come together. And I wanted to be the one to help those music artists take their dreams from just being a dream that they wrote on paper to actually being a reality and them standing on stage. And I actually had the opportunity to put them on stages. It gave me great joy to help someone fulfill their dreams. Because as a kid, that's the only thing I ever wanted to do. Stand on a stage and belt out my favorite song. So I figured, if I couldn't do it, I'd help somebody else do it. And it started off with my ex-husband and his best friend. They had the greatest opportunity in the world presented to them from a PR agent. All they had to do was get a demo to this person. They didn't have all of their songs recorded. They didn't have the nice little CDs pressed up and ready to roll. They didn't have anything. They had absolutely nothing. So I was like, you know what? Y'all don't even worry about that part. I just need y'all to get me a product. Go record. We don't know when the studio, don't even worry about all that. Hey, I need a favor. When can I get in the studio? It don't matter what time. It don't matter how long. It don't matter how late. It don't matter how much it costs. I just need them in there. Okay, so you got 2 hours tonight. You got 2 hours tomorrow. You got 2 hours after that. I'll take the 2 tonight and the 2 tomorrow. All right, how much will it be? Gotcha. Okay, thank you. all right, look, I need y'all in the studio tonight at 9, and I need y'all in the studio tomorrow at 9. Oh, D, how did you don't worry about how I did it? I just need you there. That's the first step. Second step was I already had the logo. I just need to figure out how do I get it on a CD because they didn't know I was going to get it pressed up. Started getting on the phones. Can you do a 24-hour turnaround? No, you can't. Thank you. Can you do a 24-hour turnaround? No, you can't. Okay, thank you. Can you do a 24-hour turnaround? I need about 50 of them pressed up. Oh, you can. What do you need from me? Okay. When do you need? Okay. If I bring you the CDs, how much will that cut off the price? Okay, no worries. What is your location? Emailed them the logo, dropped off the CDs, picked up everything the next day. By the time they finished recording, I said, I need that over here. You know what? Better yet, don't even worry about it. Went to the guy that did everything, got it mastered. Went to him, say, okay, I need you to burn it on all of these. So you need all of, yeah, I need all of these. All these I need to burn. By the time they needed to present it to the guy, I given them in the jewel casing, not the little slide-in paper casing, because that's not, we're not doing it that way. We're not doing it that way. We're not selling out the trunk of the cars. If he's finna take this to California, we need him to take quality because we need them to know that, yes, we did this. To see their faces when I gave them their finished product, that was it for me. And I was like, if I can help them, let me help the next person. Let me help this person. Let me help that person. That's how my company started. What you see today is the mentorship of Antonio T. Smith Jr. knocking down the walls of my box and making me think outside of the box. Because I'm doing the same exact thing today. I get to use my creativity to help others use theirs. I get to help others think outside of the box. I get to help you go from what is the norm to what is not norm. I help you break rules when it comes to marketing. And I love what I do. That's how the DeMarie Group started. When it comes to the DeMarie University, that's just to give you the step-by-step process, because when I was starting my company, I didn't know, excuse my language, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had no clue. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was like, so what do I do? Googled it. That's still not giving, I won't get step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. That's what I wanted. But I did not have that. And it was driving me crazy because I knew I was missing something. There was just this one piece I was missing. So I created DeMarie University to help others with just that. And I'm still in the process of building that. But it helps you with the step-by-step process. So there's everything that I learned, I'm putting into that. Because I remember that emotion of not knowing what to do, but knowing I was missing a step and could not find it. That's what the DeMarie University is for. The next one is college bound. Now, in this particular time in our world, going off to college is not really the thing we want our children to do. But I had a dream. College bound started with a dream because I was not a college freshman. I was not a college freshman, but I was a college freshman. I did all the partying like the college freshmen did. You know what I mean? You know, we have friends in college. You experience college. You just don't go to college. But I remember my brother and I remember my friends starting college for the first time, some having the things that they need, some not having the things that they need, some being able to just purchase books, some having to wait for financial aid to purchase books, some people having to go find used books and they're not the edition that they needed because the edition that they needed, they no longer use it, but they needed a book. There's so much that goes into being a college freshman. It stresses me. And I was like, wait, I ain't even going to college. And college bound started off because one of the greatest things that anybody faces when they leave home is being in a place of comfort. You're in a completely different area. You don't know anybody. It's something new to you. And all you want to do is just make your space yours. So College Bound was created to help the freshmen going into college with the essentials, the blankets, the sheets, the pillows, the pillowcases, from those simple things to as extraordinary as the whiteboards to go on the walls, to whatever color they want, to the side lamps, to the little carriers that they need to go to the shower shoes, just everything. And then from there, expanding to helping them go to and from school, because some college kids don't get to come home for the holidays because they just can't afford it. That's why I created College Bound, because I saw a need, and I saw it in my friends, in my family. So what can I do to help ease somebody's transition from high school senior to college freshman? Let me help alleviate some of the financials that go into that. So you know what? If you are going to college, first off, I need to see your transcripts and that you actually enrolled in classes, because this how this works. Because College Bound is a nonprofit, so you need to qualify first. Okay. So what package would you like? Would you like the basic package? Here it is. Would you like this package? What package would you like? Let's see what you qualify for. Are you part-time student, full-time student? Are you going overseas? Or like, what are you doing? Okay, we got you covered. Here goes your whole package in the color you choose. Like, there's a lot of thought that went into this. And that's my story behind College Bound. And then I have Cozy Corner Publishing. And the reason why I started Cozy Corner Publishing is because I love to read books. I absolutely love to read books. So let me help those who love to write books get that going. I've seen a lot. It's hard to get published by a major publisher. And sometimes we just don't know how to do self-publishing. So let me help you. Because I would love to read your book. I will sit in my little corner, put my legs up on my bed, and flip open and start reading. And see, the other thing is, like I said, I love to create. I'll even help you design your cover. Tell me what is your vision? Tell me your vision. What is this book to for you? Tell me. Let me know. Everybody has a dream. Let me help you with yours. And then my final business that nobody knows about. This is my first time saying it. It's called Butterflies and Daisies. And that one's purely because I understand what it's like to be lost. Butterflies and Daisies I created to help, to motivate you, to keep you going. Butterflies and Daisies is still in development, but it's my heart. It's to help the woman who is suffering with low self-esteem and has kids and has no clue what to do. It's the little girl who is in school and has no clue who she is. She's told to be one place, but forced to be in another place, and it's confusing. Butterflies and Daisies is to help us with everyday life. How to stay on track with just feeding ourselves. The little bit of motivation we need just to get us through the day. That's the Butterflies and Daisies. There's a story for each one of them. What is your story? Why are you doing what you're doing? If you just tell your story, people will fall in love with it, because in some shape, form, or fashion, it'll resonate. And if you listen to the reason why I started every last one of these companies, is actually to help somebody else. I struggled. So let me help somebody not struggle. I suffered. Let me help somebody else not suffer. I had a dream. Let me help somebody else fulfill theirs. Each one of them. So what is your story? Start off with your why. I told you I was going to tell you the importance, and I'm going to tell you how. It's really simple. Just start off with your why. Go backwards to the beginning. Go backwards to the day when you were sitting in your room or in your chair, in your cubicle or in your office or driving in your car, in your shower, wherever you were. Go back to that day where you said, I can't do this anymore. When you actually started living your dream, go back to that day and tell people why. Why did that conversation that you had in your head in that car that day lead to this? Why did those tears you shed in the shower that day lead to this? Why that day you was in that cubicle ready to cuss every single person out in that office led to this? Why? What was your why? Why did you start your business? Not the technical aspect of why you started your business, but the emotional aspect of it. What did it mean to you? What did it mean to you? And that's how you write your story. Walk your audience through the journey with you. And you walk their money right into your bank account. The floor is now open. If you have any questions, any comments.
That walk this money into the bank account resonated with me. Go ahead, Sister Tonya. I just had to say that.
You stole my line. Oh my goodness, that was so good. You know what was special for me about that, Deanna? I didn't know that about you. I didn't know you had that many businesses and ideas. I had no idea. That's really nice and fun to know that about you. I love that. I think that is so cool. I am not a creative. I got ideas, but I need other people to pull them out of me. Me and you got to talk.
I'm ready. I'm ready for you. I promise. And I've done it to so many people. I did it to Maya. I've talked to Corey. There's a few people that I talk to, and just in talking to them, I'd be like, you need to do this. And I'm like, I never thought of that. Yeah, I know. But you really need to. And because
I'm thoroughly impressed. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no.
I'm really, 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 really impressed. I had no idea. I don't know where I've been, but I had no idea. And I'm really, really happy that you shared that.
Thank you. One of the biggest things Antonio always tells me, and he's now telling each and every one of you, is stop being humble. Each and every one of my businesses that I have, there's bits and pieces of them that I've put together. Because I suffer with the same thing a lot of people suffer with. Will people really want it? Will they really want what I have to give? Like, I have 4 podcasts, and no, y'all haven't heard none of them because I'm like, do people really want to hear what I have to say? But like I was saying earlier, the more I've studied, the more I understand that, yes, because my audience is my audience. My audience may not be Adonia's, it may not be Maya's, it may not be Charmon's or Grace's audience. They're my audience. They're people just like me. People who had everything given to them, but there was a certain aspect of them that they were missing. There was still a hole in them somewhere. And that's why you tell your story. Your story draws in your audience. Your story pulls in the people who resonate with you. we dream all the time, but we hide our dreams because we're afraid that those around us won't understand our dreams. I desire to be a philanthropist. I desire to literally travel the world helping people. But I never knew I could. And once I realized I could, I stopped. Once I realized that I could, I stopped fearing dreaming. The moment you just tell your story, you'll realize what impact you have. You'll realize why that burn was put in you. Because you were the one brave enough to tell your story. You were the one brave enough to stand up and say, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is why I'm on these trainings. This is why I have these businesses. This is why this stuff is up here. This is why I do what I do. And when you stop fearing dreaming, you're able to allow somebody else to dream. They just have to know it's okay. And that's what your story does. We start businesses because we love it, and then we realize that, okay, there's a financial aspect attached to this thing that I really didn't think about in the beginning. So now that this has come, I need the money for my dream. And then we stop focusing on the dream and focus on the income aspect of it. And ladies and gentlemen, please understand, I'm not telling you not go for your money. I'm telling you how to get it easier. Your branding is your story. People fall in love with brands, not products. We can buy a product every day, but we fall in love with brands. I'm in love with Ritz crackers. I will go get the little snack packs and put them and hide them in my room so don't nobody else get my crackers. That's what we do. We fall in love with brands. We fall in love with brands. I'm sorry, y'all. Prime example. We know if it don't have a brand on it, it don't work right. That's our thought process. We buy Lysol because we know our parents use Lysol, our grandparents use Lysol. Pine Sol. Pine Sol has been around since I was a child. I remember smelling it in every household I went to. My mom's mom, my dad's mom, my great-grandpa, you always smell Pine Sol. So when you go into a store, you look for Pine Sol. You don't look for the off-brand stuff. You look for Pine Sol. Post. It ain't a sticky if it ain't a Post-it. It is not a sticky if it ain't a, I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Xerox. If I can't Xerox it, I don't want it. We fall in love with the brands because they have an emotion attached to them. Pine Sol reminds me of my grandparents. So why wouldn't I want Pine Sol? Lysol, my parents, my grandparents, and great-grandparents use it to kill the germs. Girl, go on in there, wipe that down with that Lysol. Make sure you get go ahead, get the top of the toilet, get the handle, get the doorknobs. You clean everything. We want to make sure we kill these germs. Yes, ma'am. Okay, Granny, I got you covered. Lysol. Let them fall in love with your story. They'll fall in love with the brand and they'll buy from you. Our products are just like everybody else's products. There's other online universities teaching you business marketing and training. There's other online stores where you can sell your products. There's other podcasts, but it's us. It's our stories that make people want us. That's why your story is so important. And it's okay to tell your story. It's okay to tell people why you started. I'm sorry, I went on a rant. Does anybody else have any other questions or comments?
I just want to add, to share your story, it resonates with me so much. And just to ask a question, how do you multitask the systems of running multiple businesses? Because me, myself, I started out in actually music. I started out as an intern at Def Jam at the street team. And I worked in the artist development department in the golden era of hip hop, if you would say. And then I went to Warner Music before I got into real estate and started my own company. Now I still do run a consulting management company, which consists of songwriters and producers. We had artist development a year and a half ago, but for business reasons, it was beneficial for us and beneficial for the artists for us to just partner up with major management independent labels such as 300 and other people like that to do the development, because it was a lot of money going out and there was no return, no infinite return on the investment within a periodic time frame. So your money becomes like concrete. It just stays there for a long period of time and there's nothing solid to hold your investment. So we found it better to do songwriting and production, do different things like that and consulting on different projects. But the artist development is definitely the heart of any type of project, and it's still my passion, along with production. But when I got into business and entrepreneurship, I had to run systems, and it seemed like the business was a system universally, and that system took different people in order to make the wheel turn. So I'm asking you, like I use a lot of outsourcing and specialists. I have a team, but I use a lot of outsourcing and specialists. How do you multitask that and still keep your passion?
Because my passion, first, like you said, there is a system, but there's also a team. My ultimate goal is to have each business, but have somebody else run the business. I start them, I get them going, I put the systems in place, and then somebody else runs it. That's my ultimate vision. My ultimate goal is to be a business mogul, period. Mm-hmm. But starting off, you run everything until you get that one person, your COO, the one who just handles all of operations, that you trust, somebody that you don't have to micromanage, somebody who runs it without you having to. The reason you hire them for, they actually do their job. Once you get that team in place that you trust, then you can step back and be able to still have your passion for it, but your passion is what runs it. And if you notice, all of your businesses run hand in hand because it's your passion. Like I said, each one of the businesses that I have, they're all in my passion of helping others. So you can run all of your businesses and still have your passion if you put someone in place to run it for you. Everything still flows up to you, but you put that team in place and you trust your team to do what they're supposed to do. If they don't work with them. If it still don't work, maybe they're on the wrong seat in the bus. Shift them to another seat. If it still doesn't work, time to let them go and bring somebody else in. But your team helps you run multiple businesses and still keep your passion. When you have those people in place that just run everything for you, it allows you to still be the dreamer to put everything in place. Antonio recently promoted all of us, but it allowed him to take certain things off his plate so he can still be in his passion. He's always in his passion, but his team is now in a place where he can fully focus on his passion while we do what we're supposed to do. So the answer is your team. It all falls down to your team. And I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Very welcome. Does anyone else have any questions or comments? All right. Well, if not, I have homework for you guys. Yay, homework. Write your story. Write your story. And everything else in your business will flow easier. Because the origin, the beginning, the genesis of your story, the genesis of your business is all you need to have in place. And when people ask you, why did you start your business? Because I got tired. I got tired of being drained at the end of the day, working for somebody else, when my passion was burning within me. So I decided, if I'm going to release this much energy for somebody else, I'm going to do it for myself. Or I got tired of not knowing what to do. And I knew it was somebody else out there that felt the same way I felt. So I started this business to help others not be lost. Or I know how hard it is for parents to let go of their children. And I know how hard it is for people to be in places that they're not used to. So all I want to do is just make that transition easier. Or I love to read books. And there's somebody's dream to publish their book, but either they keep getting told no or they just don't know how. So I combine my love with helping somebody else fulfill their dream. Or I just want to help the next person not suffer. So what is your story? Why do you do what you do? Remember, go back to the beginning. Hey, Phil.
I can't tell you how perfectly you've set up what I'm planning on doing in the next hour.
Yay.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. What we've got is we've got 11 points on the business and how we'll go through this process where what you've just set us up for, we'll help the people on the call decide what they want to do in terms of that process. And I'm really excited about it. And then the last part is going to be some optimism and positivity, especially during now. You may have heard some of the stuff that I've said before, but we're going to capsule it. I've got 15 points on being optimistic during these challenging times. So you set me up perfect. So thank you very much. Looking forward to sharing my message with the group.
I'm excited as well. Yay. So there's your Allie. I'm so excited. Awesome. That is so awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, if there are no more questions, no more comments, Ms. Grace, if you want to close us out.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on Branding and Cash Flow with Miss D. Marie Deanna Mitchell. Wonderful job, business partner, as always. Those of us who will be on for the Bureau call, having fun while getting paid to speak with Phil and Susan Sorrentino. As soon as we hop off this call, we'll be hopping on that call. Everyone take care. Have a great evening. Love you more, Phil.
Love you more, Phil. See you guys in a few minutes.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good job, Deanna. Very good job.
Thank you.